Hey Internet, it's Aaron, your personal driver. How's everyone doing today? Woo! So today's topic for new drivers is going to be insurance. So that's so exciting. So many people are going to be like, whoa, this is the best, most exciting, fun video ever. But yeah, that's what we're going to do today, and it's important. So not only is it important for new drivers, but I think this video should help out veteran drivers too, because a lot of people don't know about insurance. But anyway, that being said, roll. What's up, guys? So there's a phone ringing in here, and it's not my phone. I have a feeling my wife left her phone in here somewhere. Give me 1 second. Turn that off. Yeah, she did. She left her phone in my office. So awesome. We're off to a great start on the live stream with the phones ringing in the background and everything. Woo! It's a party in here. Okay, so like I was saying, if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit subscribe down in the windows below. And don't forget to hit the dumb YouTube bell icon. Let you know when I'm uploading a video or I'm live streaming. Whatever happens to be. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. Don't forget to hit a thumbs up. And if you're watching this live, you can leave comments in the chat box. Or you can, if you're watching on a replay, you can leave comments below. And if you have any questions on insurance or what insurance you use. So I'm going to basically babble here for a little while. Just a couple of seconds here to see if we can get some people watching. And then I'll take it off from there. Excuse me a little bit. I got some water here. I'm almost over this cold. It just seems to be hanging on. So I'm a little nasally and a little dehydrated, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. So insurance is one of those things that is super duper important in any business, but particularly in a business as dangerous as rideshare. Okay, car accidents are a huge expense for any business, and remember, you're the business owner, so you're financially responsible for any damage that is done in a car accident. Lyft has a $2,500 deductible, and Uber has a $1,000 deductible. Keep that in mind. That means when you're driving for Uber, any damages you do or anyone else does to your car that is less than $1,000, you can't use your insurance. So if it's a small fender bender and it's not more than $1,000, it's coming out your pocket, not out of Uber's. Joshua said, done. The other thing is, it's even worse for Lyft, because in Lyft it's $2,500. I mean, that's a lot of damage you got to do. Your car, significant damage to do $2,500 worth of damage. You'd be surprised that what you're going to cover. I'm going to go through the details here in a second, but it's not as good as you think it would be. So yeah, you do get some default insurance from Uber and Lyft, but as we're going to find out, it's maybe not as good as they advertise. So it will cost you a little bit more, but I suggest everyone gets what's called rideshare. Flu shot. That's right, Joshua. Flu shot, indeed. I suggest that everybody spend a little extra money per month and get either what's called rideshare or gap insurance, depending on what company you're talking to. It just simply covers you and your passengers in your car. It is a little bit more expensive than normal insurance. I personally pay $10 extra a month. I'm sure it's going to vary by person and state and company. And I have a couple of suggestions for you guys on what company you should actually use with insurance. Excuse me. So, like I said, people don't think about this. It's a sunken cost that you just need for a business. Every business has insurance, even if you work in a corporate 9-to-5 business, and they have insurance to cover things that could happen at the work, right? Like an employee gets hurt, building is damaged, anything like that. So, you know, if you really think that you're a business owner and you want to run a business, you can't just skip out on insurance. Think about all the things that could happen. First off, your car. That's what makes your money. Your car. That's your money maker. Without a car, you don't make any money. So you need to make sure your car is covered so that if something happens, you can still drive and make money. There's yourself. As a driver, you'd think that you get covered by Lyft and Uber's insurance, and I'll show you here. It's not actually always covering you, which is a scary thing, and your passengers, okay? And that's not even including other people. So, you know, if a drunk driver hits you, yeah, that's their fault, but you're still gonna have to pay for it. But if you hit somebody else and you're at fault, it sucks. So what I heard, oh, we have a comment coming in here. Well, that slow, I typed done back when you were saying suspects subscribe and click the bell icon. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of delay. So it's really hard for me, Joshua, because I speak into this camera right here. It goes into my computer and I see it in real time in the corner of my eye. So I'm trying to talk into the camera, but like off on the screen, there's like a live feed camera from this one right here. Then it goes to YouTube, and so on the screen, to make sure that everything is coming in clearly, I have a YouTube, and that's delayed about 4 or 5 seconds. And then the chat is synced up with the live feed here and not with the delayed YouTube upload. So it's really out of sync for me, and I imagine it's bonkers for you guys at home too. So anyway, I've stalled enough here, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch it over to the other monitor, and we're gonna look at some different rules that are governing insurance. Okay, guys, and I'm gonna try to keep it interesting. I know insurance is not the most exciting thing in the world, but trust me, if someone sideswipes you, it will be the savior of your business and your assets. You know, for those of you who don't know, I was hit by actually another Uber driver, and I have that video. If you guys want to check that out, go ahead and do that. Luckily, I caught the guy on dash camera, but he pulled over and then ran. He just ran out of the car because he didn't want to have to deal with the insurance stuff like that. But we like knew who he was and got his license plates and registration and stuff like that. So I don't know, like, I don't know what he was thinking. He must have been illegally using the account maybe. But yeah, good thing I had insurance and covered me. I wasn't actually doing Uber at the time, but still, you get the point. I'm gonna switch over here, guys, and we're gonna talk a little bit off the screen. So, first thing I'm gonna say is, can you guys hear me? Last time we had issues when I switched to the screen that we didn't have. You guys couldn't hear me when we were watching. So can you guys hear me? It looks like on my side that you guys should be able to hear me. So, oh, I'm not getting any. There's some people watching. Anybody can hear me, hopefully? Okay, you know what's funny is my wife is watching the live stream and I can hear myself on her phone. So yes, the audio is working. So what I have here is a pretty cool law group. I go to this website a lot. They do rideshare law. So it's Sibley Law, and they do different practices. They don't operate in my state, but they do lawsuits and stuff like that. So I check on them to see exactly what's going on. And here's what they have to say about Uber's rideshare insurance. So when the app is not on, this is known as phase 1, and your personal insurance covers you. So that's kind of a no-brainer. Obviously, you should be covered under those circumstances. Phase 2 is when you have the app on, but you're waiting for a ride. So, this is a very dangerous mode. It's part 2. Let me turn around here and tell you guys why. So, the reason this is dangerous is because of the lack of insurance. You almost do not get any insurance covered at all during phase 2. and we'll go into the details of that. So those people who have the app on and they like go up and down the street, trying to fish for a ride, that is a no-go. That is a do not collect $200, do not pass go. You're going straight to jail, because that person is an idiot. One is they're burning miles, right? One of the first videos I did. Too, buddy, want to come here? My kid just opened the door and said that. So I guess he doesn't want to say hi. So not only is it not profitable, because every mile you drive, it is, it kills you. It kills you profit-wise, but you almost have no insurance. So phase 2 is very dangerous. I always suggest you stay stagnant during phase 2, because you have almost no insurance coverage at all. It's terrible. I figured out the problem. I'm delayed by 2 minutes by watching the replay. Oh, yeah. So you can go back and forth to any point from up to, I think, like 4 hours. It's like a DVR on your cable box. Okay, so here we are at phase 2. So it's 50K injury, 100,000 total injury, and 25,000 property. And that sounds good, but that doesn't include anything for the driver. So during phase 2, you only get covered what your personal insurance gets covered. So that's important to know. Unless you have a customer in your car, the driver is not covered at all. Then we have phase 3. Okay, boom. Trip acceptance to completion. Commercial insurance coverage. So this is where that famous $1 million policy comes in. So that is what they'd like to advertise. Oh, we have $1 million insurance for everybody. But it's not entirely true, because it's only during phase 3 when you have customers in the car. And again, that's not for you, that's for them. So just keep in mind that no insurance from Uber, no insurance from Uber, and no insurance from Uber. So if you're sitting in the parking lot and somebody runs into you, or you're driving up and down the road and someone rear ends you, your personal insurance is supposed to cover you. However, unless it's in your insurance contract or terms of service or policy, however you want to say that, you have no insurance during phase 1, because most personal insurance companies do not cover you at any time the app is on. We'll get into that in a second. So just remember that. Personal insurance, no insurance for the driver, but if you hit somebody, then they'll cover you there. And then third-party insurance. This is more specific on how it works. So again, stage 1 is driver is not logged in and the personal insurance applies. Driver has signed in to Uber but has not been paired with a rider. Uber and Lyft both provide liability insurance covering bodily injury or property damage. This insurance doesn't cover the injuries to the driver or damage to the driver's vehicle. So during phase 2, again, if a drunk driver hits you and you go to the hospital, that money's coming out of your pocket. Okay, Uber's not going to cover you at all. And then once you finally have a passenger, the driver is headed to a pickup, and then you have a passenger and drop them off. Lyft provide both $1 million in liability coverage and $1 million in bodily coverage if the driver at fault is uninsured or underinsured. The company's insurance policies also cover damage to the driver's vehicle, but only if the driver has their own collision and comprehensive coverage. Yay! How exciting. I have this one here because it includes Lyft's. Lyft's is very similar to Uber. The chart is a little better. See, app off, app on driver mode, match notification, drop off passenger. So it's about the same. They consider period 1 period 2 because I guess that's weird to me. I guess they broke this period 3 into 2. So if I was to talk about this, I think like maybe there's 4 phases. Like up here, see en route, period 2, period 3. But honestly, this is period 1, this is period 2, this is period 3A, and this is period 3B. It's the same here. And remember, Lyft is 25,000, or not 25,000, 2,500 deductible, and Uber is 1,000 deductible. So let me switch this back here. So now that I've given you the bad news that you guys found out that you are not covered, yeah, that should make you feel. This also applies to Uber Eats too. I bet you it's worse for Uber Eats. You know, I didn't think about that right now. I'll have to think about that. If you're doing Uber Eats, there's a good chance that no one's covering you at all. Your personal insurance and Uber's not covering you. Maybe they consider the food a passenger, but I bet you they don't even do that. That's terrible. So anyway, the reason I'm talking about, there is a solution to this problem, guys. And the solution is you can get what's called rideshare or gap insurance, and that's what we're going to look through. Yeah, you do Uber Eats, Joshua? I'll follow up on that. I'll do research and I'll find out what insurance covers you for Uber Eats. I don't know. But here's the thing. Even if you're doing regular Uber, you're not covered in phase 2 and you're partially covered in phase 3, but not even that well for injury. Yeah, so Uber Eats, man, I assume it's the same structure. So phase 1, the app's off, you got nothing. Phase 2, you're waiting for a ride. And so your car and yourself are not covered, but other people are covered. And then phase 3, I imagine your car, other people that you could injure are covered at $1 million. But I didn't think about that until this moment. See, that's the thing about this industry, guys. It is like the wild, wild west, man. Everything is brand new. Just another reason not to do Uber Eats, in my opinion. Insurance for Uber Eats. I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, the solution is rideshare insurance or gap insurance. However, I don't know why my camera keeps fading off into the distance here. Live streams, I'll tell you what, man. They're a whole new headache, really. Anyway, hold on, we got one more comment before I continue that thought. That's a long delay between that. So there we go. Where are you from, says Dylan. Seattle, Washington is where I am. Well, Lacey, Washington, which is like a little bit south, about 45 minutes south of Seattle proper. So anyway, there is a solution, okay? So even though you're not covered at all, there is something called rideshare insurance. It's relatively cheap, and we're going to go over that right now. So I'm going to transition back to the other monitor, and then we're going to go look at some options you have to actually get insurance. Okay, so here's a list of what Investopedia considers the best 5 rideshare insurance companies. A big surprise thing was Geico, because in all the forums people say Geico doesn't cover you, but that's just simply not true. What it does is it just transfers your, see here it says uniform policy, whether you're driving for personal or business reasons. So that means whatever your personal insurance is, they apply that to whatever phase you are in. It says policies are around $150 a year, so a little bit more than $10, and it's almost available in every state. So this actually contradicts what I've read online on the forums. A lot of people said Geico wouldn't cover them, so they must have not gotten the gap insurance from Geico and then tried to file a claim and didn't get it. So this is if this is true, I don't know, this is what Investopedia says, I don't have Geico, then this will be among the best insurance policies you can have. Area insurance, which I've never heard of, covers you for the entire trip for personal or business reasons. The price, though, will be an add-on to your personal insurance policy and can be anywhere from 10 to 20 extra a month. And it's not available everywhere. I live in Washington, so obviously that means that maybe that's why I haven't heard of area insurance, because there's no Washington available. Farmers, in my opinion, is the best. So if I was to suggest any kind of thing, I would do Farmers, and the reason for that I'll get into in a second. But, oh, no, excuse me, State Farm is the one I think is the best. Farmers, I always forget Farmers and State Farm are two different. But so it goes into a more specific thing here. So if you logged in at 10 a.m., so that's phase 2, but you didn't accept a ride until 10:30, so that's half an hour that you had phase 2. For that half hour, you would still be covered under your personal insurance as an extension until you receive a client. This might benefit drivers who might not log in as often as full-time drivers or who work for Uber as side jobs. It doesn't give prices, so I assume that you'd have to talk to farmers about that. Allstate, this is a new product Allstate has rolled out just recently. At the beginning of the year, Allstate did not offer any kind of Allstate insurance. It also seems to be the most expensive, according to this website, at $15 to $30 a year. That's not everywhere, but they do have it in Washington, so I could look into that, I guess, if I wanted to. But here, this is a big caveat. The significant aspect of their coverage is that you are not guaranteed continuous coverage when you sign into the app. This means that a separate policy with outlined terms will be necessary for full coverage. So, but Allstate is a really reputable company, and a lot of people are happy with them. But it doesn't look like they've caught up to the rideshare game yet. So this is State Farm, and this is why I think it is the best option you have. So they don't have it everywhere, obviously. So I'm sorry, guys, if you live outside this area, you don't have access to the State Farm rideshare insurance. But I'm sure they'll add states as they go along. So while they cover all ride-sharing apps, they do not cover the driver liabilities while signed into the app, but do cover other coverages for the driver and carries on a personal policy. The driver will have to ensure that their personal policy can sufficiently cover possible liabilities. Okay, so that's not what I'm trying to get to here. I'll just skip over. So whatever, this is State Farm's thing, that's fine. But I want to look specifically at it. Look, this is so amazing. This is why State Farm is amazing. So they actually have it right, see? There are 4 stages, not 3 like Uber and Lyft say, which is why I like it. Your personal, so State Farm covers you here. State Farm extends your personal insurance through phase 2. So look, liability to others, damage to your car, medical coverage, emergency room service, rental reimbursement, and uninsured motorist. I cannot tell you how much better is that than nothing. That's what Uber gives you. Is absolutely nothing. But State Farm here will cover you as long as you have these coverages on your insurance policy. Excuse me. So now you've got a match with a rider and you're on the way to pick up a PAX. It'll cover damage, medical, emergency road service, rental reimbursement, uninsured motorist. And that's for you too. Because remember, when you're matched with a rider, Uber doesn't cover you for medical. So if you get hurt under this phase, like you can call phase 3 or phase 3A. Here you go. Now you have a person in the car you're transporting. It covers everything that is not covered by Uber, but more important, it includes you. Okay. And here's why State Farm's coverage is the best. Okay, this is why. Let me highlight it for you. It's a small add-on all the way. To be honest with you, I heard it's not a small add-on. I heard it's rather expensive from people who have gotten this policy. But even if you're driving for a TNC, see, small deductible. Your personal policy deductible is less than your TNC deductible. You pay the lower amount. That's why I think State Farm is the best insurance. So if you have State Farm, $2,500 is no longer the cost of your insurance with Lyft. $1,000 is no longer the cost of your insurance. That's because whatever you're paying for a deductible on your personal insurance with State Farm is what you'll pay. So if you have a $0 deductible, a $100, $250, or $500 deductible, that's all you're going to pay if you get in an accident with State Farm. Furthermore, you apply to State Farm through the claim through State Farm, so you don't have to deal with Uber or Lyft's insurance. State Farm will take care of it. Now, this is my insurance. I use USAA because I was a soldier for 5 years. I was the 82nd Airborne in North Carolina, and my wife is currently. So they have a little bit easier. So here you go, off duty, off the clock. Again, you're covered by USAA. So you may not be covered by your personal policy or company or your rideshare company. So this is what you pay for. So you can see the red, gap coverage needed. So phase 2 is what you're buying with USAA, and they don't offer anything for phase. Who unplugged the internet? Who unplugged the internet? Where's Nate? Did you unplug the internet?
No, Johnny didn't. He was busy watching his videos. Come here, Johnny Sam. Come here, Johnny John. The internet just stopped?
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
I love you.
I love you too.
Hi, stop.
Sorry, guys. The internet got unplugged downstairs, so I had to go replug the internet in. That's the fun thing about having kids. Close the door. Johnny wanted to come say hi to you. Come on. Come say hi to everybody.
Hi, YouTubers.
I'll get in the camera. Ugh.
Hi, YouTubers.
Say, we're talking about insurance.
We're talking about insurance.
Oh, is that your brother?
Yeah.
Family time on the live stream.
I hope you enjoy. Later.
Later.
Whoa, ow! Ow! Ow!
You okay? Here, I'll give you a kiss. Mwah. Ooh, Nate the rock star. Let's get him in focus here. Say hey, hi Nate. Hi Nate. That's you. Look, that's you. Are you freaking out?
Ah!
Oh, amateur. Nate's not looking at the camera. He's looking at the screen. There you go, buddy. Say insurance is boring. Insurance is boring.
Johnny found his baby. Come on, Johnny.
All right, let's
get
go.
out.
Come on,
Let's
get out. I
go.
gotta finish the live stream, guys.
Let's go. Get out.
I found baby.
Close the door too.
Beans. Come on.
Baby.
Let's go.
I love you, baby. I love you.
Hashtag family. Hashtag fun.
Baby too.
Hashtag love. Okay, let's finish this live stream, guys. Sorry about those technical difficulties there.
Johnny said he wanted you to say hashtag BB.
Oh, hashtag BB. That's what my kid wants me to say. I don't know what that means. Let's go back. Okay, the reason I brought this up for Geico, which if your State Farm insurance isn't working, I'd suggest calling State Farm, or no, excuse me, Geico there, Dylan. Because it kind of goes into what you do get paid and don't get paid, right? So what liability is and everything like that. So liability covers a typical, whether it's damages to your car causes, I can't read, guys. Whether it's damages your car causes to property or injuries to other people, make sure that you're covered. So these are the type of liability coverages that are generally used here. Property damage, that makes sense. That's if you hit somebody else's car, someone else's building or whatever, a bus stop or a sign or whatever. Covers you so they don't sue you personally or your business. Bodily injury, that makes sense. Okay, so it says first party coverage. It's your party, whether you choose what you want to. I'm not sure that's actually what it says. I can't read. The first party coverages are usually optional. Basically, these coverage protect you, your vehicle, your passengers, and these coverages include collision coverage. So when you hit another vehicle or object, and that's regardless of fault, and physical damage coverage. Damage to your car if stolen or damage by flood, fire, or animals. Medical payments, uninsured motorist. So that's all exciting. So those are the different types of coverage. So you have liability here, and then first party here. And that's what you're getting with Geico and with other ride share companies. Okay. So, I'm going to turn the screen off here. those are the basics of insurance that you need to know about if you are using your own, if you are your own company owner and you are wondering about different kinds of insurance that you can have. Do you guys have any questions? We've been doing this for 30 minutes. I try to keep these new videos to 30 minutes or less. I have not succeeded in any of my live streams in doing that, but that's what I try to do. Hashtag goals. So I've given you 5 different companies you can talk to about rideshare insurance. I know getting new insurance is a pain in the ass, but most importantly, pain or ass or not, the most important thing you guys can do is make sure you're covered, especially during phase 2. Also, the nice thing about going through your insurance is you don't have to deal with Uber or Lyft's insurance. Those third-party insurance companies are terrible, and I've heard nothing but problems from drivers who have had to deal with them. You know, they don't really want to help you. They're hard to contact. All that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do not want to help you at all. Dark Road Run says every driver should watch this video. It's very important. Hey, thanks, Dark Road Run. I was thinking about doing this as a normal video I do every week. You know, my Monday videos that I do for rideshare tips. But it's really boring, so I don't know if anyone will watch it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll edit this and do that. Dylan says your videos are awesome, man. Keep it up. Thanks, Dylan. So this is the part of the video where I can talk about anything. Ask me any question you want to. Once we're done in the live chat and talking stuff, you know, I'll log off. Especially since I can't shake this cold. The autumn cold. Everyone gets them, I guess. So anyway, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, right down there, and hit the YouTube bell icon. Thumbs up, and if you're watching this on the replay, you can leave your comments below, or you can talk in the live chat right there. But yeah, it doesn't even have to be about insurance or rideshare. You guys can talk to me about anything you want to. Okay, what Dark Road Run say? We got a notification coming up. I pay $160 a month for Allstate rideshare policy. Definitely worth it. Oh, do you know if it covers you for all 3 phases? Because the website said that it doesn't cover you for phase 3. Is that true? Allstate's new to the game. I'll bring it up again, I guess. And you can answer if this is true or not. If I can get it to work. Come on, monitor. There we go. According to this, Allstate doesn't cover you continuous coverage when signed into the app. Is that what you're talking about, or did you get a separate policy for full coverage? That's what I was curious about, because it seems not like Allstate to cover you all the way. Allstate's a pretty good company. And Dark Road Run says just the first 2 phases. Okay, so it is true then. That's weird. I guess Allstate's being a little cautious and they're tiptoeing into the market. It's still better. How's farmers insurance? I've never had farmers, so I don't know. But they pay the deductible in phase 3. Well, that's the important part. See, I don't get to the deductible paid on mine. So they cover phase 2 with my personal insurance, but they don't cover USAA. This is what I'm talking about. I have USAA. Mine's only $120 a month, so that's $120 a month. Mine's only $10 a month. So, you know, I'm only paying 120 years for mine, but I don't get my deductible paid. So Allstate does. That's pretty awesome. Farmers insurance. I guess we can look into farmers insurance if you'd like to, Dylan, since we got time. Johnny Uber 2. Can you briefly define phase 1, 2, and 3? Yes. I will show you right now because I am a willing and happy participant. and this is your live stream. But I would say, Johnny, you can also rewatch this video because I go into detail in the very beginning. But yeah, I'll show you right now. It's not a problem at all. So hold on, Johnny. Sorry for those of you guys who have been watching, but you know I'm here to help people. Okay, Johnny. So here are the 3 stages. Phase 1 is your app is off. Obviously, if you're not working for Uber or Lyft, your personal insurance covers you. Phase 2 is right here. That is when your app is on and you're waiting for a ride. Now, some people say phase 3 is actually 3A and 3B, like right here. See? So 3A and 3B right here. So that is when you get it and you're en route to pick up somebody, or that's the beginning, and then on a trip. So you are going to pick someone up. So you can say you can say all kinds of different things, but there's 4 different parts. And then here is how Farmers defines it. See, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. Well, here's the problem. Okay, where does that? Here's a good one. So personal insurance, no coverage whatsoever for you, meaning if you're hurt or your car is damaged, Uber won't cover you, Lyft won't cover you, your personal insurance won't cover you. And then on the way to pick somebody up, you get insurance for the customer and in your car, but not for yourself. That's the importance of this, okay? See, this insurance doesn't cover injuries to the driver or damage to the driver's vehicle under phase 2. And that's what State Farm does right there. Just remember, it's $1,000 for Uber and $2,500 for Lyft. So you had a question about farmers. So here you go. Coverage with standard auto insurance, same thing, period 0. That's when it's off. Personal covered. So it looks like Farmers does cover you under what I call period 2, but they're calling period 1, which is when you're logged into the app and you don't have a customer yet. And then period 2 and 3, where you accept a ride and you are picked up, it doesn't cover you. So that is where your Lyft and Uber insurance cover you off. And then this is interesting. So this is unique that I've seen to Farmers, which is if you drop somebody off and you're waiting for the next ride, you still have some limited coverage. So it's not like you're off again. That's cool. But with Farmer insurance, it does cover you for that phase 2 part right here where you're logged in. This is the most deadly part of rideshare, is when you're logged in and you're waiting for a ride, because no one covers you unless you have something specific. So let's see what they cover you. Comprehensive collision, that's good. Uninsured motorist, that's good. Medical payment and personal injury, that's also good. The medical is awesome because Lyft and Uber do not cover your medical bills if you're logged into the app during phase 2. So that is your answer to Dylan's question. Let's switch back here to the main line. Johnny, if you're still watching, Johnny Uber 2, I hope that answers your question that you had. You were asking if I could briefly explain phase 1, 2, and 3. So there you go. Phase 1, your app is off. Phase 2, you're waiting for a ride. Phase 3, you have a ride, and you can say phase 3B. The second part of phase 3 is you have an actual passenger. Got it, thanks, Johnny says. That's good. Dark Road Run says, gotta get back to work. Keep up the great work, Aaron. Well, you get back to work, Dark Road Run. You go hustle, my friend. You go make that money. Dylan says, thanks, man. So, is there any other questions? Anything else I can do for you guys? I've gone over my normal time. Normally, I try to keep these live streams to half an hour, but it seems like that people are more interested in this than I thought. I thought talking about insurance would be boring, but since the reaction has been so good. What's up, buddy? You want to come and get in the video again? You want to go show me your blanket? Maybe I will do a video on this on my normal videos schedule. Show me your blanket. Who's the blanket?
Baby.
That's BB, that's right. Do you have a message for the YouTubers?
No.
No? Okay. Johnny Uber 2 says, I checked out Geico yesterday. It was $86 a month for an '07 Kia. That's pretty good. So I'm paying $153 to cover personal insurance for me and my wife and our 2 cars, and then the additional $10 for the rideshare insurance. That's what I personally pay. But I have 2 vehicles. My wife and I drive both. Both are on the Uber platform, and both have rideshare insurance on them. So that's 75. All right, buddy, get out of here and close the door on your way out.
No, I just want to play here.
No, go, Johnny. I'm working. You can't play in here, buddy. Close the door.
I just want to go and play in the closet.
Close the door, please.
I did.
Thanks, bud. So does anyone else have any questions, whether they were referred to insurance or not? I mean, I can answer any questions you guys need. If that's it, if no one has any questions, then I'll go ahead and end the stream here. I mean, I did go over, but hey, I'll be here as long as you guys want, as long as people are talking and enjoying the stream. So no more questions, comments, concerns. All right, don't forget to hit subscribe. And the YouTube bell icon so you get notified whenever I'm on. Close it. If you are watching this live, you can chat. Oh, Scott says, I'm covered by government employees commercial for $160. That's good. And you got does that include rideshare, Scott? Hopefully it does. If you're watching this on replay, you can leave a comment below and thumbs up. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. And I would say in your comments, what are your tips for insurance? What companies do you use? What have you had good experience or bad experience? We'll find out. And it's 3:43 right now, so I'll give you guys 2 more minutes if you want to chit chat. And then at 3:45, I'll probably log off. Oh, we got some more. Oh, yes. That's good, man. It's good you're covered. It sounds like Geico, in my opinion, is the second best company. 2000 Fusion. Oh, the Ford Fusion 2007. That's good. Is it the hybrid version or the regular one? Anyway, the Ford Fusion is a great rideshare car. It didn't make my top 5 because the gas mileage isn't as good as some other options, but it's got a lot of really great features in it. It's a really smooth ride. I test drove the Ford Fusion. It was a really good car. All right, guys. So in another minute here, I think I'm going to log off, unless you guys want to keep chatting. Excuse me. Hybrid, nice. Yeah, that's the way to go, buddy. That's the way to go with the Ford Fusion Hybrid. Good job. I would say thumbs up all around for that. Good decision. It's a good drive. It's not as gas efficient as some of the other hybrids that are available, but it's a fun car to drive. It has really good options in it. All right then. Well, hey guys. Dylan. I know you're new, so I won't get mad at you. But go watch my YouTube videos, man. Watch my channel. So Dylan, what I did is I looked at total cost to buy out the door and best MPG. So these are not my personal preference. This was just like put all the cars on basically a grid, found the least expensive with the best gas mileage, and I picked those top 5 cars. If you want to, I'll put that link in the description so people are watching this on replay, they can get to it. But yeah, I have my top 5 cars for rideshare. It's one of my more popular videos too. I think it's my 4th or 5th most popular video. So Dylan, at the end of the live stream, just go to my YouTube channel and check it out, man. You can see if you like it. Only getting 42 MPG. That's still pretty good. So It's less than a Prius, and it's less than the Ioniq. So the Hyundai Ioniq gets like 66 mpg, which is the best currently amongst all the hybrids. But 42 mpg, that's nothing to like laugh about. I drove a Ford Fusion in college for a short time, and I was getting, I think, 22 or 23, so it's double what I was getting in college. My Jeep that I use, like my little SUV that I drive around my kids in, it's 22. So 42 is still good for rideshare. That's still good, man. I would not laugh at 42 mpg. That's good. Yeah, but anyway, Dylan, watch my top 5 video. Tell me if you agree with me or not. And with that, I think we're gonna get out of here. Oh no, we got some more comments coming in. No, it was just a delay. All right, deuces, guys.